How to crochet the Grace Tender Baby Blanket. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this absolutely gorgeous baby blanket. It starts in the center with this raised petal flower, and then we work out in rounds in an easy to memorize pattern and finish it up with this gorgeous edging. We're going to be using Be So Tender yarn, which is a worsted weight 100% organic cotton, and we're also going to be using a size H or 5mm crochet hook. Let's get started. First, you want to tie your yarn onto your crochet hook. You may use a slip knot, solid knot, whichever you prefer. And we're going to start with a chain 2. You want to single crochet into the second chain from your hook. You don't count the working loop on your crochet hook. We're going to count back 1, 2, and work a single crochet into that chain. Insert your crochet hook into the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That is one single crochet. We're going to do that again. We now have 2 in that same chain. We're going to do a total of 8 single crochets in that chain. Okay, we have 8 single crochets in our second chain from the hook. We want to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. You should have 8 single crochets. This is what the end of round 1 should look like. Round 2 begins with a chain 1, and we're going to work 2 single crochets into each stitch around. So into this first stitch, we're going to work 2 single crochets, and in the next stitch, 2 single crochets. And repeat that all the way around. Okay, we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. This is what round 2 should look like. You should now have 16 single crochets. Round 3 begins with a chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. We're going to chain 3, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next. Chain 3, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next. You want to repeat this all the way around. On the last repeat, we chain 3, and we're going to skip our last single crochet because instead we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. You should now have 8 chain 3 spaces. Round 4 begins with slip stitch into the first chain 3 space. Chain 1, single crochet into that space. Chain 1, double crochet in the same space, yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. Chain 2. We're going to work another double crochet in that same chain 3 space. Yarn over, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 1 and single crochet in the same space. So we worked single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and single crochet, all in the chain 3 space. You want to repeat that all the way around. This is what the end of round 4 should look like. You should have 8 petals. Round 5 is worked behind the stitches of round 4, and we're going to start by single crocheting into the space between the first single crochet and the last single crochet on round 4. So we're going to single crochet in that space between the two petals, chain 4. Now working behind this petal, we're going to put our chain 4 space behind the petal and then single crochet between the two petals. So there's a single crochet on each petal. We want to single crochet into the space between them. And you'll see we have a chain 4 space behind the petal on round 4. Chain 4, working behind the next petal, single crochet in the space between the two single crochets between the two petals. You see we now have a second chain 4 space behind the second petal. You want to repeat this all the way around. When you come to the end, we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And now on the wrong side of the work, you should see 8 chain 4 spaces. So this is the back side of round 5, and this is the front side of round 5. In round 6, we're going to be working in those chain 4 spaces that are on the back side of the work, but we're going to be working into them from the front side, so working behind the petals. We start with a slip stitch into the first chain 4 space, chain 6, which counts as a double crochet chain 3. And we're going to work a double crochet in that same space. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the same chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we now have the equivalent of a double crochet chain 3 double crochet by doing that chain 6. The first 3 chains count as a double crochet, the second 3 chains count as our chain 3 space, and then we work a double crochet at the end. Chain 3, and now in the next chain 4 space we're going to work double crochet, chain 3 double crochet, yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the chain 4 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 3, and in the same chain 4 space we're going to work a yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we did the chain 3, then we did double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 4 space. This is what we want to repeat around. Okay, we've come to the end of our round, and now we need to do our last chain 3 space, but we also need to position ourselves to be in the middle of the chain 3 space, and we do that by working a chain 1 and then finding the third chain of the chain 6 at the beginning of the round. Remember, that counted as the double crochet, so we want to work into that stitch here, or that chain here, and we're going to half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook in the specified chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So that chain 1 and half double crochet replicates a chain 3 space, but also positions us into the center of the chain 3 space, so we're ready to work from the middle. This is the end of round 6, and you should have 16 chain 3 spaces. Round 7 begins with a chain 1 and single crochet in that first chain 3 space. We're going to chain 2, and now we're going to work a shell in the next chain 3 space, and that's 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over our hook, insert our hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 double crochet. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets in the very same space. We're working all those stitches all in the same space. We call that a shell. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 2, and work a shell in the next chain 3 space. Okay, we're going to repeat this all the way around. We've worked all the way around round 7. We're going to finish with a chain 2 and slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. This is what the end of round 7 should look like. You should have 8 shells. Round 8 begins with a chain 5. This chain 5 is counting as a double crochet chain 2. So the first 3 chains count as a double crochet and the next 2 count as the chain 2 space. We're going to work another shell in this chain 2 space, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Chain 2, double crochet in the next single crochet, chain 2. We're going to work a shell in the next chain 2 space, so 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, double crochet in the next single crochet, chain 2. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, we've come to the end of round 8, and in order to create our last chain 2 space but position ourselves in the middle of the chain 2 space, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to single crochet in the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. The chain 3 was the double crochet equivalent of that chain 5. So the chain 1 single crochet positions us into the center of the chain 2 space, and it is the equivalent of a chain 2 space. And this is the end of round 8. We should have 8 shells and 8 singular double crochets. Round 9 begins with a chain 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2, and we're going to work another double crochet into the next chain 2 space. Chain 2. We're going to work a shell in the next chain 2 space, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, 1 double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and then work a shell on the next chain 2 space, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to repeat this all the way around. Round 9 ends with the chain 1 single crochet into the top of the chain 3 from the beginning of the round, same as round 8, and every round going forward will end that way as well. This is what the end of round 9 should look like. You should have your 8 shells, but now instead of one singular double crochet between each shell, now we have 2. So what we're doing now is growing the area of singular double crochets in between the shells in every round. So the round prior had 1, now this one has 2, so 2 times 8, 16. So the stitch count at the end of round 9 is 8 shells and 16 singular double crochets, and every round going forward now will follow this pattern and grow by 1 double crochet in between each shell. Round 10 begins with the same chain 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2, and we're going to work a double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and work a shell in the next shell, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into that chain 2 space. Chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2. You notice we now have 3 singular double crochets between the shells, and we're going to work a shell in the next shell, which means 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into the next chain 2 space. And you want to repeat this all the way around. The end of row 10 ends the same way. We're going to chain 1 and single crochet into the third chain of the beginning chain, and that chain 1 single crochet counts as our last chain 2 space and also positions us into the middle of the round. This is what round 10 should look like, and you notice we still have our 8 shells. We just now have one more singular double crochet in between each shell. So now we have a total of 3, or our stitch count for this round would be 24 singular double crochets and 8 shells. You want to work in this established pattern for the desired size of your blanket. If you're following along in the line-by-line instructions on my website, the link is in the video description box, you're going to want to end on round 25. But if you're modifying this for any reason to make it larger or smaller, make sure that you end up with a multiple of 4 chain 2 spaces at the end of your last body round, and then the edging will be really simple. I'm going to show you how to do the edging on a reduced size sample. So here we have a reduced size sample that has a multiple of 4 chain 2 spaces around the last round worked in the body section, and we're going to start with a chain 1 and single crochet in the same chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and in the next chain 2 space work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Now on this particular sample, every one of the 4th chain 2 spaces happens to be a shell, but I'm going to show you on the shawl one more time. Notice how, sorry, not the shawl, the blanket. Notice how we have so many repeats of that chain 2, double crochet, chain 2 in between the shells. There's a shell, and then there's the next shell. So you see, we're going to be working that shell in the middle of chain 2 spaces that don't have a shell underneath it. So keep that in mind when you're making yours. Okay, so the repeat now is to single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, in the next chain 2 space, work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. Repeat all the way around, and at the end of the round we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. The next round begins with a slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 1, and single crochet in the same chain 1 space, chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and now we're going to work 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the chain 2 space, and 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. Then single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the next chain 2 space, one double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets, and single crochet in the next chain 2 space. You want to repeat this all the way around. Okay, the second edging round ends with a slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what the second round of the edging looks like. You'll see that our scallops are getting much meatier because we're working double crochets into the double crochets and the shell. We're actually making a much larger scallop or shell. And we're also eating away at those chain 2 spaces. We went from 2 to 1, and now we're going to eliminate them all together on the third and final round of the edging, as well as making this scallop or shell even bigger. So we're going to start the third and final round of the edging with a slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 1, and single crochet in the same chain 2 space. We're going to work 1 double crochet into each of the next 4 double crochets. And in the chain 2 space, we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And in each of the next 4 double crochets, we're going to work 1 double crochet each. And 1 single crochet in the next chain 2 space. And that's what we'll be repeating all the way around. This is what the end of round 3 edging should look like. Follow the links in the video description box to download this free pattern and get more information about Be So Tender yarn. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.